Have you ever wondered why your cat stares at you in complete silence? Not blinking, not moving, just watching. Most people think it's random, maybe curiosity, maybe they want food. But what if that stare means something far deeper? Because according to animal behavior experts, your cat could be trying to communicate emotions, trust, anxiety, even warnings without making a single sound. And once you understand what those eyes are really saying, you may never look at your cat the same way again. Let's start with the stare most cat owners completely misunderstand. 1. The slow blink is not just cute. Have you ever caught your cat looking at you, then slowly closing their eyes before opening them again? That is one of the strongest signs of trust a cat can give. In the wild, closing your eyes around another animal is risky. It means lowering your guard, becoming vulnerable. So when your cat slow blinks at you, they are silently saying, "I feel safe with you." Researchers studying cat-human communication discovered that cats are more likely to approach humans who slow blink back at them. In other words, your cat isn't just staring randomly. They're trying to create a connection, a moment of peace between the two of you. And if your cat has ever done this from across the room while sitting quietly, pay attention. That may be their version of saying, "I love you." But not every stare means affection. Some of them carry a very different message. 2. Your cat watches you because they are studying your patterns. Your cat knows more about your routine than you realize. They know the sound of your footsteps, the exact moment you usually wake up, the difference between the sound of your keys and the sound of someone else entering the house. And that constant staring? Sometimes it's surveillance. Cats are natural observers. In the wild, survival depends on reading movement, behavior, and changes in the environment. Domestic cats never lost that instinct. So when your cat watches you for long periods, they may simply be gathering information, tracking your mood, predicting your next move. This is why some cats appear before you even open the treat cabinet or walk toward the bedroom before you go to sleep. They've memorized your behavior with incredible precision. And honestly, they may understand your habits better than most humans do. 3. If your cat stares at you at night, there's a reason. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night and found your cat sitting there, just staring at you in the dark? For some people, it feels unsettling, almost eerie, but to your cat, it makes perfect sense. Cats are naturally most alert during the night and early morning hours. While you sleep, your cat often enters observation mode. They check your breathing, your movements, the sounds around the house. Part of this comes from instinct. In feline colonies, cats often remain lightly alert even while resting together. Someone is always paying attention to the environment, and strangely enough, some cats become especially watchful when their owner is stressed, sick, or emotionally overwhelmed. They notice subtle changes in your body language and routine long before you realize something is wrong yourself. So that midnight stare may not be creepy at all. It might actually be concern. 4. The tail tells the truth before the eyes do. A lot of owners focus only on the eyes, but if you really want to understand your cat's stare, watch the tail too. A relaxed tail usually means calm curiosity. A tail wrapped around their body may signal caution or uncertainty. But if the tail starts twitching sharply while they stare, that's tension building. And if your cat's tail puffs up while locking eyes with something, their nervous system has shifted into full alert mode. Cats communicate with their entire body. The stare is only one piece of the message. This is why two identical stares can mean completely different things depending on posture, ears, and tail movement. One stare says, "I trust you." Another says, "I'm nervous." Another says, "I'm ready to react if something changes." Your cat is always talking. Most humans just never learn the language. 5. Sometimes your cat stares because they want reassurance. Here's something heartbreaking most people never realize. Some cats stare at their owners simply because they feel emotionally attached and want comfort from your presence. Bonded cats often use visual contact the same way humans do, to check if you're nearby, to make sure everything feels normal, to feel connected without physical touch. This is especially common in rescue cats or cats who experienced abandonment early in life. They may quietly monitor you from across the room because your presence makes them feel secure. And when you suddenly leave for long hours, change routines, or seem emotionally distant, some cats react by staring more intensely, not because they're angry, because they're uncertain. To them, you are part of their emotional safety system, and that changes everything. 6. If your cat suddenly avoids eye contact, pay attention. A cat who normally watches you closely but suddenly stops making eye contact could be communicating stress, fear, illness, or emotional withdrawal. Cats rarely express discomfort dramatically. Instead, they become quieter, more distant, more hidden. If your cat avoids looking at you, hides more often, or no longer follows their usual routines, don't ignore it. Sometimes the smallest behavioral changes are the biggest warning signs. This is especially important for older cats. Pain or illness often appears first through behavior long before physical symptoms become obvious. And because cats evolved to hide weakness, many owners miss the signs until the problem becomes serious. Your cat may not be able to speak, but they are constantly communicating. 7. The stare between you and your cat may be deeper than you think. Scientists are still discovering how emotionally intelligent cats really are, but one thing is becoming clear. Cats form complex emotional bonds with humans. Bonds built through routine, trust, observation, and shared space over time. That quiet stare from across the room? It may contain curiosity, trust, protection, affection, anxiety, comfort, sometimes all at once. Because for your cat, watching you is not meaningless. You are one of the most important parts of their world. Your movements shape their routine. Your emotions affect their behavior. Your presence changes how safe they feel. And maybe that's why cats stare so much. Not because they're trying to confuse you, but because, in their own silent way, they're trying to stay connected to you every second they can.